Wow, that's very powerful, Cece. And talking about looking for free resources, I do notice that you've offered in the past. I know things have changed because of COVID. Now a lot of workshops are being done online, but there are three workshops that stood out for me that I attended. Okay, sorry, two workshops I attended, but you've done three workshops, which is you've started a workshop for women, which is the return to the feminine. You started something for men, which is unheard of from all the coaches that I've seen in Kenya, especially the lady coaches. And even I remember some of the men were asking, what qualification does she have running a men's workshop? But your men's workshop was very powerful. And the last workshop I remember attending that was very impactful was about the Kenyan Dream. So can you talk a little bit about your journey about how did you come with the ideas to do these three workshops, and how did they change your life? What were you hearing the attendees, what were they sharing when they came to your workshops?
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for asking me about that. So my approach has been very strategic, and it was something, again, that I was taught by my business coaches, one of my business coaches in Australia, running events as a way of sharing your knowledge, sharing your gift. It's a marketing tool, a way of promoting yourself. And it has worked really well for me because I like, as I said, I'm really interested in people and I like meeting people. So the women's event, I used to start, let's begin from the beginning. I started off running mixed events for men and women on leadership and well-being. But the more I coached women, the more I coached men, the more I realized, this is now in the individual one-on-one sessions, the more I realized that there are certain things that keep coming up in the women's session, and there are certain things that keep coming up in the men's session. So I then decided to split and run a women's only event. And once I started running the women's only event, it did make sense to continue running the mixed event. So I had to split and just create a men's event. And I've really enjoyed, actually, I should say this, it was another business coach, this one in the UK, who he realized that I would do well as a coach for men. So I had been thinking it for a while. I started off coaching only women. I had been thinking about coaching men for a while, and one of these business coaches just said, Cece, you should think about coaching men too. And who knows, various reasons. I have quite a laid back personality. I get along with men okay. I don't tend to have drama. But more importantly, the content I was teaching applied to both men and women. There were just a few nuances here and there. So that's how the split ended up happening. But you see, Andrew, I don't think it's wise to do something like that without some prior experience. So the events came about after I had done quite a few one-on-one sessions, because the one-on-one sessions, individual sessions, helped me to realize what's on people's minds and what is the most important content to help them with. And for the sorts of people who come to my events and who come to me for coaching, they are leaders in their organizations. Leadership it's a privilege, it's a blessing, but it's not easy. They need help with that. They need somebody who doesn't have an ulterior motive or another agenda except to just help them succeed. And then because you're a human being before you're a leader, the wellness aspect also comes in. How can you look after yourself mentally, emotionally, creatively, spiritually, physically as a person? Because you need to do that first. Even if you want to lead, you have to be okay as a human being in order to lead well. So that's how those events sprung up. And it's been really wonderful. It's been wonderful being in a room full of women and talking about the things that matter to us. It's been really wonderful being in a room full of men and sharing with men, not just the perspective of women, but helping them to shift how they look at life, how they look at things. Women, as I think we can all agree, women are generally more prone to discussing our problems with one another. Not all of us, of course, but many of us. Not so much with men. We still live in a world where it's not that easy for a guy to just really go deep and be open and vulnerable. So the men's event has been really, it's been a privilege. I've really enjoyed running it. Who knows what will happen if we are allowed to gather in groups again? The events will continue. If we're not, probably just take them online.
Yes.
We'll see how we go.